This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
This is going to be an extremely busy month. I have to watch 104 soccer games, follow the pregame, the postgame, yell useless opinions at the TV. It's a lot. So I knew that when it comes to screening for colon cancer, the choice was clear. The Cologuard Plus test. It can be used at home and can only take 15 minutes, so I can do it during halftime and not miss any action. If you are 45 or older and at average risk, ask your healthcare provider about screening for colon cancer with the Cologuard test. You can also request a prescription at Cologuard.com.
Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Joining us now, who better than Joe Concha to give his assessment on the socialist surge? It is like the talk of the town. Joe, what do you make of what's happening to New York and maybe the rest of the Democratic Party?
Oh, I think it's Christmas in June, Rita. I think that if you're MAGA, you're GOP, you're J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio, whoever the Republican nominee will be, you're saying, oh, yes, please, let's have more of this. Now, the problem is that if you live in New York City, this is very, very bad, right? Because this is a socialist takeover of the city. Mamdani endorses 3 Marxist candidates. All 3 end up winning, including Daraliza Chevrolet, who, again, I cannot get over the fact that New York is about to have a congresswoman who on October 8th of 2023, one day after the worst massacre of Jews we have seen since the Holocaust, was out there in Times Square chanting that the U.S. actually were the terrorists, were the imperialists, and the U.S. is the enemy. And now she's going to represent this country in the United States Congress. That is unbelievable. And overall, as Margaret Thatcher once said, the problem with socialism is eventually you run out of other people's money, and people are going to learn that in a big, big hurry. But nationally, in swing states, if they try to run socialists or like an AOC as a Democrat nominee in 2028, trust me, it's not going to go well because this brand is not a national brand. It's only a big blue city brand, and that's what we have now in New York City.
You know, it's amazing. We were talking about it earlier, Joe, that this woman, one of them, Claire Valdez, who won, she came out and she's like, all these things, it's like shocking one after another, where she said there shouldn't be any TSA, that she thinks it's an inconvenience at the airport. I mean, TSA obviously came up after 9/11. It's protecting all of us.
Do you have to specialize to become extra dumb?
Yeah, I think so, John. Right, that's an expertise. I think she has a very good expertise in that, Joe. What do you think?
Yeah, Kat, she can't fix stupid, right? And that's the thing. Like, I mean, the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits, and stupidity clearly does not. And to make a statement like that, like we don't need the TSA. Oh, just let everybody walk through? What could possibly go wrong? And she also wants to abolish ICE, which means getting rid of murderers, rapists, child molesters, sex traffickers, that they all get to stay. She believes in also not providing any funding for border security, believes that Bibi Netanyahu should be arrested if he ever steps foot in New York, if he ever wants to go to the UN, for example. I mean, it's not even just like it's socialism, it's anti-Semitism with socialism. And again, Mamdani, what he wants, he gets. He's the kingmaker. He's the queenmaker in this case at this point. And I guess until people get serious on the Republican side, Democrats can't stop this movement, because if you think that Democrats love Democrat socialists, no. Democrat socialists want to destroy establishment Democrats. Andrew Cuomo found that out. Obviously, Hakeem Jeffries is going to find that out. I don't know if you guys saw that video at that Brooklyn celebration from when all these candidates won on Tuesday night. Hakeem Jeffries' face comes up on a screen during some sort of interview with CNN, and they're all chanting, "You're next." In other words, he's gone, Chuck Schumer's gone, and AOC and Bernie Sanders will be the leaders of the Democrat Party if they're not already right now.
And we have Governor David Patterson here to chime in.
So, Joe, did you notice the next morning they went and picketed Congressman Jeffries' office in Brooklyn, shouting, "You're next." So they kept the party going on for another 8 hours.
amazing, right? Because that's where the energy is right now, Governor. I mean, the Democrat Socialists of America, I mean, you could disagree with everything they want to do, and it's easy to do that, but they have the money, they have the energy, and then you look at the DNC, the Democrat National Committee, right now, a rudderless ship that is in debt. It's not like, in other words, the Republican National Committee has something like $150 million in the black as far as money that they have in their coffers. The Democratic National Committee is underwater by millions of dollars because no one likes the establishment anymore. They like socialism. They're going to soak it all in. And I think more and more people are going to vote that way in deep blue cities. But again, I don't think this flies in other parts of the country where you win national elections and where you win swing states. Governor.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, you know what's amazing.
Sure you are.
Yeah, he's very happy to hear that. What's interesting is Hakeem Jeffries. I feel sorry for him. Like he was on, I think it was CNN this morning, and they asked him, so what do you make of all this? What do you say to all these crazy socialist
he
ideas?
got 2 strikes.
Right.
He endorsed 2 people. He lost 2 strikes.
And he lost 2.
And what happens in the 3rd strike?
Well,
you're out.
You know what? And he doesn't know what to say, John, too. I mean, that's the other thing. Because, of course, it's the obvious question. And this is from, it's a left-leaning network. And they said, hey, what do you make of the socialists? And he said, can't we just, actually, we're not focused on the socialists. We're focused on Trump. That's what he said.
That's exactly why they were able to take over the party. Because they weren't focused on the socialists and the anti-Semites and the Islamists. And that's why they've taken over the Democratic Party.
Yeah, they created a hole. But now they don't know how to dig themselves out of that hole, you guys, because...
And Rita, remember, we tried to help Congressman Espaillat. We called him all of the week before the election.
That's right.
At no point would he return any of the phone calls. And then he lost.
That's right. We invited him on to come on and say, hey, come on. And he was the common sense guy. And it's so sad in that case. The other thing is
2,300 votes. That's all you're talking about.
You read my mind, Judge. You read my mind. I mean, I think about that, Joe. It was decided, by the way, Chevalier, that's that case. In the Chevalier case, she won 7% of the vote. Actually helped her win. It was 7%.
And what does she stand for? She wants to destroy Western civilization. That's her platform.
Yeah, can you imagine that's her platform?
Right. And maybe go on the #1 station in the country as far as talk radio. Maybe you reach some other voters that you can't get on MS Now and CNN where they have more employees than they have viewers. Maybe that should have been the right way to go. So,
because a lot of those people live in that catchment area of that congressional district, and they listen to this show.
Yeah, and they could have heard common sense, and maybe they would have come out and vote, too, because they got to get out and vote. I mean,
maybe they would understand that truth, justice, and the American way is the way to go.
You know what?
Speaking of which,
Joe, you are so smart.
That's a great idea.
What a
great
idea.
Brilliant man, right? Brilliant man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so so what do we all stand for, guys?
Truth, justice, and the American way.
And Joe Concha.